How you doing, guys? It's your boy Nando, and this is the Pound for Pound Boxing Show, proudly sponsored by Bravose. Today, I got a very, very special guest live from Texas, the former WBC lightweight champion of the world, Omar Figueroa Jr. is going to join us today. Got a lot to talk about. Let's see if we can get Omar on. How you doing, champ?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on our show. It's an actual honor to have you on. Thank you for taking your time.
Yes, sir.
How's things with you? How's camp? How's preparation for this next fight?
It's been going great. Honestly, having my family here to support me and help me has been a game changer. No lie. I mean, I have the best support system here. I know that they're here 100% for me, and honestly, I've just all that's left for me is just to put in the work.
Brilliant. Obviously, we know that you're going to face another former world champion as well in Adrien Broner on the 20th of August in Florida as well. But this is a rescheduled fight, which was supposed to take place on the 23rd of July. How hard has it been since then for that, all that preparation, and now you have to wait an extra month to prepare for this fight? Has it been hard on you?
Yeah, I mean, I started camp pretty much with my brother since he was fighting July 9th. So I think we got here in the beginning of May. So I mean, I've been going hard since then. And then with the extension of the fight, honestly, like I I just got to take it as in the most positive way. And honestly, having these extra 4 weeks to prepare, I feel like they're going to make a huge difference, and I'm only going to be better.
For the last, I think, 3-4 fights of yours, you've been campaigning at 147 at welterweight. This fight is scheduled to be at super lightweight at 140. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What's made you make that change to go back down? Do you feel more comfortable at 140? I know you're a former world champion at lightweight, but what made you go to super lightweight this time?
Well, honestly, we never wanted to campaign at 147, but because of my injuries, the last 4 or 5 fights, I hadn't really been able to train. So, having all this time off that I got after my last 2 fights, especially, just gave my body enough time to heal. And honestly, I feel 100% finally. So I'm able to spar, I'm able to hit the bag, I'm able to do things that before I wasn't able to do, which obviously making weight a lot harder. If I can't spar, if I can't do certain things, like it just makes the whole weight cut. Plus, I just had so much going on mentally as well. I had so many things, that I didn't even know were going on with me. And so now that I finally have all that squared away, I feel like I'm in the best place physically, mentally, especially, spiritually. I mean, you name it. And it's just been a lot easier now, and I can focus 100% on boxing training as opposed to anything else.
How much does it mean to you that Al Heyman has put his faith in you and putting you in a big fight like this?
Well, like I said, I've always been honest with him. I've always been open with him. We have a great line of communication. So, I feel like I have failed him, even though I have always given my all and given it 100%. But like I said, recently I got diagnosed with a whole slew of mental health issues. So I feel like he understands where I'm coming from and everything that had been going on behind the scenes. And I feel like he truly believes in me and understands that, this is going to be the best version of Omar Figueroa that we've seen thus far.
Brilliant. And, your next fight, your next opponent isn't no walk in the park. We're talking about, there's a reason why it's called The Problem. And when you get a Broner on his day, he is a problem. The issue is the last few years, and we can say he has probably struggled with his own demons, his own mental health as well. And we don't know on fight night what Adrien Broner we're going to get. So in your opinion, in your honest opinion, of course, you're going to hope for the best because mentally you want him to be okay. But what Adrien Broner, which version are you expecting on the 20th of August? And what problems does he bring to the ring?
I mean, we're preparing for the best version of Adrien Broner. We're preparing for the version of Broner that was killing everybody in the ring. You know, that's the version. That's the only version that I have in mind. That's the only version that I can prepare for. That's that's what we have to be keep present. So I mean, we're hoping that version shows up because we're going to be more than ready. Like I said, I got rid of all the baggage that I was carrying. I am in a lot better place physically, mentally, everything. I mean, I can't even begin to explain the difference in just daily life for me, you know, especially after all this crap that I've been through in the past year. Honestly, I I mean, I'm just glad that I'm in this place, and I'm glad that I have the team that I have around me, and I'm glad that Heyman, Mr. Heyman hasn't lost faith in me. And we're excited for August 20th. Honestly, this should be the best version of myself possible. And I know I've said this before, and I know that, but we we're change or healing or whatever you want to call it. It's it's not linear. It happens the way it happens, and it happens differently for everybody. And sometimes we go forward, sometimes we go back, especially with all this new, like I said, new info that I got, and this diagnosis that I got on my mental health. I mean, we're just doing our best to stay positive, to be the best version of ourselves, and that's what I'm striving for every day.
Would you say you are not just as a person, but as a boxer for your career, you're reborn now? Would you say that we're going to see a different side of you and something that we ain't seen before in the past?
No, honestly, I think we're just gonna see the same Omar that used to just knock everybody out, that used to just go in there and wreak havoc. And I think that's the version that we're striving for. I mean, we feel like that's when I performed best. That's when the fans were happiest. That's when my team was happiest, and that's when I was doing the best in the ring. So we're trying to get back to old form, and that's our goal.
Beating a name like Adrien Broner, how much does it mean for you as well and for your career? What does it mean winning this fight for you?
Well, I feel like this is the perfect fight for both of us. I feel like we're both at a point in our career where it could go either way. Like this is make or break, And I'm seriously considering retirement if this fight doesn't go to plan, or if my body just, what happened last time, my body just wasn't there for me. So we're gonna see what happens, and we're hoping for the best, and obviously we're preparing, and we're getting ready, and we're doing everything necessary to be the best version of ourselves.
Are you, even though we know Broner, despite whatever he's going through in his life, even if he's in a good place, Adrien Broner has been a trash talker when it comes to the press conferences, and even now afterwards, win or lose, he's always been a talker. Are you prepared for that? For those mind games in the press conference, the things that he comes out with are sometimes extreme, sometimes to try to get under your skin. Are you prepared for that?
Well, I don't think there's, like I said, this past year, having to deal with my whole slew of mental health issues, I don't think there's anything he can throw my way that I haven't yet experienced or that I can't handle. I mean, I'm not worried about that at all. I'm worried about when the bell rings on August 20th, and that's what he should be worried about too.
Would you say this is make or break for both of you in your career? And would you say whoever wins this fight can have that one more chance maybe to go on and not straight away, but eventually build themselves up to maybe get one more shot at a world title?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I said it, I believe that, and I feel like he knows that too, and I'm pretty sure his team is telling him that too, just like my team is telling me. And I'm thinking that, like, it's make or break. I mean, I don't know. It would be my third loss in a row, and like I said, having been diagnosed with all these mental health issues, I don't know if that would be the best thing for me to continue doing this, or if I'm even able to continue doing this or if I should continue doing this. But we're, like I said, we're just doing our best to prepare mentally, physically, spiritually, every which way. We're going to be the best version of ourselves that night, and it's something that I can feel. You know, it's something that I can feel, and my team feels it, and everybody's seeing it, and we're excited for this one, man, for sure.
And the fans are excited. This is a big fight, and you know, two former world champions colliding, and it's going to be an amazing fight. The same night, we're going to have in Saudi Arabia Anthony Joshua versus Usyk, and this is a treat for boxing fans. Right after this, we get to watch you and Adrien Broner get it on. So August 20th is going to be an amazing night of boxing.
Yes, sir.
With the super lightweight division, we had Josh Taylor. He was the undisputed champion. He recently freed up some belts, and the co-main event on your undercard is Puella versus Akhmadov for the vacant WBA title. How much does that motivate you as well, even more, knowing that the fight before you, they're going to fight for a vacant title? It could push you on to maybe get a shot at one of these vacant titles, or this title that is going to be picked up by one of these two fighters. Does it give you the extra motivation?
I didn't even know that was happening. I don't focus on anything outside of my fight. Like I said, I have my hands full with this and my own body and my own mind. So that's all I'm focused on right now. And you know, best of luck to those guys, and I hope they put on a great show as well. I mean, the fans are the ones that are gonna come out winning if we go out there and perform our best. So that's all we're hoping for.
Brilliant. I wanna touch up on the mental health side because it's very important for the fans to hear it. The first thing I want to say to you is thank you, because not a lot of people have the courage to come out and speak about it. As men, we have a lot of pride, and a lot of men out there do keep it in. So, you know, I've struggled in the past, and I've struggled to speak about it. So, you know, I want to say thank you on behalf of many people who have suffered or are suffering, to have the courage to come out and speak about it. So, you know, you've done something that, you know, a lot of people don't do, and you do inspire a lot of people. You know, just on your Instagram, you have over 18,000 followers. If you can at least inspire at least 5% of that, you've done something great in the world. But
Exactly.
how hard has it been? I see you that you are in a good place right now, but what advice would you give to anyone right now that is struggling? What would be your advice? The first thing they should do?
Honestly, it's seek help. If you feel like you're in over your head, or you're dealing with something you feel like you can't handle, or anything, I mean, talk to somebody. That's the best thing you can do. Just reach out. Your mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, friend, anyone. Me, send me a message. Honestly, I was very hesitant in coming out with all of this. I debated a lot. I cried by myself so many fucking times. You know, I'm sorry about cursing, but I went through hell. I tortured myself a lot, and you know, but then I realized that being in the position that I'm in, if I can help, like you said, at least 5% of my followers, or you know, whatever. And even with the little bit of information that I've disclosed and that I've come out with, you know, I've had people that tell me that I've saved their lives. You know, that I've helped them get through their darkest times, and I, you know, coincidentally at my brother's fight, I got to meet one of those persons in person, and they started crying, and they almost made me cry. And you know, and that's when I realized the power that I hold, you know, being in the position that I'm in. And yeah, so that kind of just confirmed that I have to keep pushing, and I have to keep just being honest and being open with you know, my fans, and well, everyone, you know, um, and just normalize mental health and normalize being vulnerable. You know, there's so much power in being vulnerable, and that's why, you know, like yourself, and like that person that I talked to on my brother's fight, on fight night and all that, like, everyone struggles with something. Everyone has something that ails them. You know, everyone's going through something. The world is tough, man. This is a tough world we live in. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, if you're
Yeah,
white, black. It doesn't matter. Your mind is Our minds are crazy, man, and they don't see color, they don't see race, they don't see anything. It will destroy us from the inside out, and I feel like the only way to really help is to reach out to thy neighbor and be vulnerable. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to be human, because that's what we are ultimately. So being human, honestly, my growing up, my feelings were never validated. You know, I could never be tired. I could never be sad. I could never be anything. I couldn't even be injured. Like I had a very strict upbringing, especially being my dad, you know, being my coach and all that. Like I could never be injured. I couldn't be tired. There was no break time. There was nothing. So growing up like that, you know, it made me think that like I just didn't matter. And now that I started looking inward, that I started paying attention to my mental health, that you know, I went to talk to a professional, and they made me realize that all this crap that I'd been through was just messing me up. And the only way to get better was to look inward and to start getting all that crap out, to start loving myself, to start being patient with myself, to allow myself time to be tired, to be, you know, to be broken, to be hurt, to cry, to honestly, I discovered crying not too long ago. uh, and it's been amazing. You realize that everything has a purpose, and crying has a purpose, man. And you know, I my sister has posted on her Instagram as well, where you know, um, I will ask my mom for a hug randomly in the middle of training just because I just don't feel good, and I'll ask my mom for a hug, and we'll have a group hug, or even my dad, which it's weird to him too, but you know, like it's good to get that little boost of oxytocin and
of course.
and just get something going, whatever it takes. Honestly, I've been taking care of my mental so much this camp. I feel better than ever, and I'm glad that I have my family with me and that they're being open and understanding. And yeah, man, like I said, I feel like I'm gonna be in the best place ever, physically, mentally, and I'm ready for this fight. I'm gonna be more than ready for this fight.
And it's good to see you happy, Omar. Like, as you know, as a fan of yours as well, you know, I've grown up watching you as well. We're not that similar, we're not that different in age, but I still grew up watching you. And you know, it's sad to hear what you've gone through. I know what you're going through. I know what you've been through. You've been to hell and back. And I agree with you. Sometimes to talk about it, to cry, a hug, it helps. It helps a lot.
Yes,
Would
sir.
you would you ever see yourself after boxing becoming an ambassador for mental health, someone that can speak in front of people, give advice, maybe even write a book? Could you ever see yourself going down that road?
Yeah, I'm actually working on my book right now. Well, you know, whenever I get some free time, well, whenever my mind allows me some time to just disperse from the training and everything, I do work on my book a little bit, and yeah, like that's I I realized that, you know, obviously boxing is just my job, you know, and now with this past year has just been a learning and growing experience for me outside of boxing, you know, and I realized that I've been focusing on my own life a lot, and like, you know, life after boxing and blah blah blah, of course. And I mean, I have kids that I want to be healthy for. I have kids that I want to be happy, especially. You know, I can't expect to raise happy kids if I'm all messed up mentally. So that's one of the biggest motivations that I have. And yeah, I mean, if I can do anything, like I said, if I can help one person at least, like I'm going to do my best to do that. And like I said, I've already had confirmation that I've helped people, so there's no way in hell that I'm stopping this. I'm glad that I started this, and I'm glad that I'm in the position that I'm in, and I'm glad that I'm able to reach as many people as I can, and hopefully that just grows, and I'm able to help more, and I get, you know, especially with the Mexican culture, it's just, we're horrible when it comes to that, Mexicans and mental health. And even now, sometimes I get some slack from my family, you know, and I've already been diagnosed. I've been prescribed the medications. They've seen me struggle with the medications that I'm taking, and they've seen me go through all this crap, and they still kind of don't fully believe it. So I know that I have my work cut out for me, but I feel like this whole mental health journey that I've started on supersedes my boxing career, and if that's what my calling is after I'm done with boxing, then that's what I'm going to focus on and try and help as many people as possible.
I know exactly what you're going through. I'm from an Italian background, and they look at it the same.
Yeah.
Even now, my family's from Sicily, and in my town, it's still old school. It's still anybody that struggles with mental health. They look at you like you're not normal. They look at you like weak. They look at you as if you have to, as a man, you have to be strong. You have to suck it up and get with it. But it doesn't work like that. The mind is the most delicate part of our body. Our brain is the most
Exactly.
delicate part of our
And
body.
that's why men commit suicide more than women, more than anyone else. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not easy, man. I know, I've been there. So that's why it's like I'm doing my best to shed some light on that, and hopefully I reach as many people as possible. And, you know, thanks to people like you that give me this, you know, give me the spotlight, I'm just gonna do my best to try and help as many people as possible.
Of course, and hopefully when this clip goes out, it would inspire more people, and I'll make sure that it will go viral. Hopefully, it will go viral, and you know, hopefully, like I said, if it can touch a few people, I'll be happy. It's better than
Sir.
zero.
Yes, sir. Well, we're on the same boat, and we're here to help.
That's it. Omar, before I let you go, do you have a message for the fans that are going to be tuning in on August 20th and or traveling down to Florida to come see you fight Adrien Broner?
Yeah, I mean, they're in for a treat. I feel like, at least on my end, I'm going to be in tip top shape, in the best shape mentally, physically as ever. And I mean, I say that every fight, but it's because every fight we strive for the same. You know, every fight we put in all the work that we need to. We do everything we need to do, and we're just hoping to. I'm just hoping to bring the fans the best fight possible. Lay it all out on the line.
Brilliant. Omar, first of all, I want to say again, thank you for taking the opportunity to speak to me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so happy to see you happy. I'm happy to see you back in the ring. It's great to see someone that's been to hell and back and, you know, come out as a new person. And like I said, hopefully this clip can help people. And I can't wait for your book in the future to come out. And if you ever come to London, holler at us, and we'll meet up.
Of course, yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you, like I said, for giving me the time and the platform to get my word out, and hopefully we help as many people as we can.
Brilliant. Good luck on August the 20th, and may the best man win.
Thank you, and have a good night.
Take care. God bless.
Sir.